Welcome to the Lou&Sue podcast,
where we chat about life, love, and what we've learned.
So grab your cutest mug
and join us.
Hi. Welcome to the Lou&Sue podcast.
This one's going to be a little different. It's
probably going to be a shorter one too.
Yeah, we decided we were going to do kind of a little bit of a gratitude / get to know us / what are our goals post, or podcast, I should say. So this one's called Thank You, Next.
So it's a looking back and a look
forward.
Yeah.
Yep. So we just kind of wrote down some questions, and we haven't discussed these ahead of time, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you to everybody who's been watching.
Yeah.
If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit subscribe, and then you won't miss any of our episodes. Thank you to anybody who shares this or anything like that. That's awesome.
And just people who are texting us or sending us messages after our episodes
come out. We
love
the feedback.
Yes, and the pictures of you guys watching it in your house is so cool. Seeing us in your living room, it means the world to us. And this was something that was kind of scary for us to do, but the feedback has been nothing but good. We literally have not had a negative comment.
It's always been wonderful.
And any sort of feedback we get that is for us to change something has been really good too, and really positive.
And to be fair, it's been pretty minor.
It has.
We've been
pretty Susan, good. Stop touching your hair.
Well, she already knew that.
I did that. I was the one that said that.
But that's okay. That's part of her charm, is she's a little fidgety.
I'm fidgety.
But to look back to our first episode, and the reason why we're doing that in the first place is that, first of all, first episode, you were nervous about bad comments. And we've only had good comments.
Yeah.
But the whole point of this was that we're chatting anyways, and that people could relate. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you guys are relating and then you're enjoying it, this is the point.
It's the whole point. And we also kind of got a marriage proposal, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a TikTok thing.
It's
not real. Don't worry about it.
She might be single. I'm not, and That's not
the goal of this podcast. But
no. In fact,
thank you.
No.
Next.
Thank you. Next. That's awesome.
So a little bit more. We talked a little bit about ourselves in our introduction episode, but we decided to have some questions. Mm-hmm. We ask each other. Like she said, we did not discuss this beforehand. Mm-hmm. She wrote them down. So we I don't even remember what's coming, but
yeah, I don't either. I have the paper.
Yeah, I think the easiest way to kind of get to know people, and I like those question things that people do.
I just realized again, we are not in our normal spot.
Yes. Sorry, we're recording this together, but we are on a little Galentine's getaway weekend thing, a first one for the Lou&Sue podcast.
Celebrating 2 months of being...
Celebrating 2 months of podcasting.
And rolling.
Yep.
So we decided we were going to record a couple episodes here. So there is another episode that we recorded here that will come out as well.
Last week's episode.
Yeah. So just if you're wondering what's going on there.
Different setup for sure. Mm-hmm. The aesthetic's nice. Go check out our Instagram. I'll show a little bit of a behind the scenes of what the setup actually looks like. It's kind of, the whole thing is so aesthetic.
It's true.
I love it.
And then have a drink.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I do as well.
So, whoops, that was loud. Sorry.
All right, so question.
So first question. And also, if you guys have questions, again, for us, go ahead and put them down there, and we will try to respond to give you the answers in the podcast, because we are getting to the point where we don't have a whole lot of them recorded ahead. So in real time, we're going to be able to answer your questions very soon. We'll be maybe a week in advance kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So,
but we'll also comment on our YouTube, and
respond to you directly.
Respond on the comment.
Right.
Yeah.
What are you super passionate about right now?
I'm passionate about getting healthy and getting fit and feeling more confident again.
Yeah.
Part of, I don't know how long of our answers are supposed to be.
There's rules. Go.
Part of, I don't know if you've watched this episode, the narcissist episode, part of the narcissist was, tearing down the confidence a little bit. And I've been slowly rebuilding that and getting into a body that I feel more confident in. I think is just going to be the cherry on top. I think that's all that's missing right now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that.
I feel like that's kind of nice that this is sort of our last raw weekend in some ways. We're having lasagna tonight that I made, and it's wonderful.
Then we're switching to.
And then we're gonna go home. We've ordered meal prep dishes. My husband doesn't know yet, and we're gonna get back into.
He'll find out, by the way, before this episode airs. So he
will, maybe he won't. I don't know. Anyway, so we're gonna get back into the nutrition side of things as well as just the fitness. As you guys know, we're back at the gym, and
I'm pretty confident we got at least we have the fitness thing kind of kickstarted, so that's good. We're not starting everything from scratch kind of thing, and I'm excited.
I think I'm passionate right now about the same thing as you, obviously, but I think I'm passionate right now about slowing down, about being more intentional with my time. And sort of compartmentalizing time and making sure that I have time for everybody in my life, and I focus on them, and I'm being more present. When I'm at work, I'm at work. I'm mentally there. I want to be there. I keep reminding myself how lucky I am to have a job that I actually do enjoy, and it's so easy to lose that. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. That you can love your job and it still is work sometimes. And I'm trying to remind myself that I get to visit with people all day long and cut their hair, and it's great. And yes, it's tiring, but it is a great job, and I'm so grateful for it. And I'm grateful for all of my clients, and a lot of them watch and have commented as well. So thank you guys so much. I don't want to get emotional. Oh dear.
I love hearing all the feedback from everybody. It's amazing.
Yes. I have not cried on this yet. So this is
going to be the one.
It might be the one.
We'll see.
You guys want to see that?
How about you? We need a poll. Which, how many episodes in do you think it's going to take before she cries?
Yeah. And will it be this one? Because you can put that poll out before we air the.
So stop it right now. Put your guesses. If it's this one, you might be correct.
Stop.
We don't know yet.
Now. Okay. Anyway, I'm not about to try to sing Ariana.
That's a good title for
that is a good one. We'll remember that for. Okay. What is your favorite hobby and why?
My favorite hobby is binge watching a TV show.
Yeah.
I get so into it. And a TV series especially, I kind of get annoying about it if I'm watching something with somebody else, because if I'm watching a series and we stop, it's like pausing halfway through a movie.
Yeah.
I need to keep going. And I spend a little bit too much time doing this sometimes, but I love it. I have all the time to do this, but I like just getting into it and enjoying it. It feels
like completion. And I know with things like Game of Thrones, there was so many characters and there was so much going on that if you stopped for too long, you couldn't even remember what their names were or what the storyline was. Yeah. So you kind of had to binge watch it.
Yeah. And the recaps there's not enough information.
Exactly.
Wait, what? I don't even remember that.
And this whole idea, we are so spoiled now. This whole idea of waiting a week to see an episode of something.
I don't get time for that.
No, ain't nobody got time for that.
What's your favorite hobby?
Lately, my favorite hobby is coloring. I'm obsessed. And I'm kind of sad I didn't bring my markers with me this weekend, because they're so good for keeping your hands busy. And we're snacking this weekend, so could have used some crayons. But anyways.
We're filling our time otherwise. It's okay.
I'm filling all right.
We've been watching Friends.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we have been. And Lou brought her
Friends
trivia game.
Seen It game. We haven't started that yet, but I feel like we're going to get into that one today.
We should announce who won that too. After we do it.
Oh, I was going to say, what are you talking about?
Predictions. No, who wins the game?
Comment below who you think is going to win that one.
Yeah, I'm competitive, so here we go. Let's do this.
I am too when it comes to my knowledge of Friends.
If one of us has a black eye tomorrow, you'll know why.
Honestly, none of my friends ever wanted to play that game with me. Oh. But now I have somebody I can play with.
Okay.
It's just going to be fun.
Why does it say go to unwind after a long day? I don't know what that is. Oh, your go-to.
Oh, your go-to.
What's your go-to to unwind after a long day?
See,
I'll be okay.
This is how much we don't remember what the notes were.
I was writing fast though.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to?
Unwind?
Yeah, after a long day.
I do the scrolling on my by the way, the table's moving. And it's okay, but sorry about the shake.
I got scolded. Okay. Go ahead. Scrolling.
I also might kick it and do it myself. I do like scrolling on my Instagram. If you watch the last video, I talked about how I've kind of curated my social media, that I don't have things that trigger me in any negative way. I have a lot of, well, like my hobby, not my hobby, but my passionate. There you go. The first question.
Your passions are on
what
there.
am I passionate about? All my Instagram is like meal prep things and fitness of some sort, and it just helps me stay motivated.
Yeah.
And I'm loving constantly seeing that. I'm loving seeing different ideas. I'm like, oh, that looks like a good meal. Maybe I'll try that. I'll screenshot it or I'll save it, and then, or I'll, different ways to do certain exercises. I'm like, oh, I got to try that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So I'll do a lot of that. And then to really unwind, like to fall asleep, I have a sleep playlist, and put it on the lowest volume, and it works every time.
Yeah. I can't fall asleep to music.
Yeah.
But
I have to. I can't. I don't like falling asleep to anything else.
But good for you.
What's your unwind?
Mine, well, coloring.
Coloring, yeah.
So I'm obsessed. Which means that I'm going to be not coloring at all in a month, because that's how I am. So I'll just do it till
you overdo it.
Yeah, and then
I do that too.
I'll
go through spurts of things where it's like, this is all I can do right now, and then I'm like, all right, I'm over it.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I'll be like, oh yeah, that was fun. I'll get into it again.
Yeah. And I love watching like Love is Blind.
Again, I'm sorry.
Well, don't you just
my drink is down here. I know. I'm a hypocrite.
The Love is Blind shows, I like binge watching those. I love that when they
I'm not a big fan of reality stuff, but
I don't like them all. There's a lot of them I don't like, but that one I can get into it because I want to see
a lot of other people.
The drama, yeah, and they release them so quickly. Like there's like Love is Blind Mexico and Love is Blind Brazil and Love is Blind UK, and anyway, so Habibi.
There's always something you can watch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, your vacation goals. Where do you want to go?
I've never really vacationed much, and I think part of that is not really having the funds to be able to, or having a partner that wanted to.
Like and subscribe. We need money. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Like and subscribe anyways.
Yeah.
But no, not having a partner that was really into traveling too much. And we had a dog that was smaller and she was older too, and it was kind of, couldn't just leave her with anybody. So we were limited. I want to try like the domes. And I don't even care where it is. It does not have to be far.
Okay.
But we're so like doing the Evolve Spa. We should count how many times we've said this.
I know.
We've mentioned them in our podcast.
And we will continue
so amazing,
to do it.
And we will continue. But the Nordic Spa thing, I love it so much. So like, I'd love to find some kind of, even if it's just a regular Airbnb, but that has that all together. That's a whole different experience.
There is one in Elgin that it's got I think wood-fired hot tub and a sauna, and I definitely would do that. Yeah. And so we need our space though, but there is a couch there, so I don't mind sleeping on the couch, or we could take turns.
But then there's also like the domes. You could get, some of them have domes close to each other, that we could get 2 different domes, or you have domes. No, but I'm saying there are domes at some places that there's like 2 levels. So there's a bed upstairs and a bed downstairs.
That's true. Yeah. And
they might be like this place, bed upstairs and bed downstairs, and they're king size, and we have lots of room.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
We'll look into that.
I've also never been down. I went to Mexico, but it wasn't like, I've never been to like a resort, and I would like that experience.
Like an all-inclusive.
And I don't overly care where it is, but I'm pretty picky with food. So I've been told to, be picky on where I'm going for that reason.
Yeah, they're not all created equal that way. Yeah.
No, I've heard that a lot.
Yeah. Mine is hopefully that everything politically stays calm, and I want to take my daughter to New York City in August for her grade 12 gift. She starts grade 12 next year. So
that would be a cool gift.
Yeah. So that's the goal that's my next one. I've been to New York twice. Once with my ex-husband for a long time, like we did a full week there. And I went with myself, when I was getting on the New Kids on the Block cruise, and I met the girls there, but I was there for a full day by myself touring around, and I absolutely loved the vibe of New York and the energy and the museums and everything about it except the smell in the summertime. So yeah, it's quite potent.
So is Mexico.
That's true. Okay, one thing that you're really proud of.
I'm proud of myself for doing this podcast. It's not normal for me. Like, this is not something, I don't really tend to put myself out there too much. So it's good, but I am proud of myself for doing 2 months of workouts.
Yeah.
Of at least 3 times a week. You should be. And that's really good. And I'm proud of myself for the momentum, like the progress I've been making. And I'm going to keep riding this momentum and keep going, because this is the most I've done productive for myself, I think, in my entire life. Yeah. But I'm also very proud that I did the job changes that I need to do to get to my job that I'm at now too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because as somebody that was always jealous of somebody like Susan, who always knew what she wanted to do, I never knew what I wanted to do until I found this job, and I'm like, okay, I'm good at this. I love it. This is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. It's where you're supposed to be.
So I'm proud of making the changes that I need to make and following through, and, taking that leap. It's scary, but growing and glowing. Yeah. Yeah. I'm proud that I can do that. I'm resilient, and I'll take the step.
You've proven to yourself how strong you are.
Yeah. Yeah. And it gets easier when you start doing it. It gets easier to continue to do it.
Yeah. And I think, because obviously mine would also be this podcast. I'm proud that we had an idea and we went with it, because a lot of people don't. And you don't know what you're capable of if you don't try. And I feel like there'd be a lot of people who think they can't do it, and they would sit down, they'd be naturals, and vice versa. They would just shut down in front of the camera. So, that takes a certain kind of person to be able to do that and forget that the camera's on you and just talk like normal. That's a gift that we, I guess, didn't know we had, which is, I'm proud of that.
It's nice to find that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm also proud of proud of
my language skills.
proud of my accents. I'm proud of how much I've learned to let things go. I'm a very sensitive person, and I'm a very emotional person, and I have a really hard time with the idea that somebody might not like me. Imagine that, So I've been letting go of a lot of things and just like, okay, you don't like me. I guess that's going to have to be the way it is then.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think one big thing, I'm proud of how we started this podcast, to the point of like, let's not be so hard on ourselves. Let's try it. Let's record one. If it sucks, all right, we tried.
It literally started with this sign.
Yeah, that was the whole story.
We kind of jokingly said we were going to do a podcast, and I think I ordered the sign like the next day on Amazon. And of course, it's personalized, so it took a while to come in. But I remember the day that I opened it up, and I took a picture of it on my bed, and it's on. I think it's on our Instagram. That picture,
is, yeah.
And that's how it started. It was one little thing. Okay, we got the sign.
Yeah, well, we got to do it now. We at least have to try.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
what are we going to do with that sign if we don't do a podcast?
I'm keeping it. It's mine. You bought it, but I'm claiming it.
But it's mine now.
It's yours.
But yeah, so
I'm very proud of that, and that's the part of letting things go too. Like, if other people don't like it, that's you got to let that go, because the feedback that we've gotten, like you said, is very good. So,
and the only thing that I've heard that it's not even negative, but I guess could be slightly construed as negative is, well, everybody and their dog has a podcast now. And I'm like, yeah, and anybody can make a podcast, but not everybody will. And
they're all going to be unique.
That's right. They're all different. Yeah. And there's podcasts out there that I have no interest in watching. They're just not subject matter I would like. And when people ask me what ours is about, I'm like, well, it's like Seinfeld. It's about nothing. It's like we just
chatting
talk.
About our experiences of stuff.
It's literally based on if something's going on with us that week or something we think about, and we'll go, we should probably talk about that. And that's how it's pretty simple. We don't overthink it. First thing in our lives, we're not overthinking.
So if you're considering doing a podcast, just try it.
Do it.
Just do it. There's there's no reason why we can't have millions of podcasts.
It's probably like one of the cheapest hobbies you could get to.
Yeah.
Like,
it is, and everybody's watching them or listening to them. Like podcasts are super popular for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they're easy to just plug in your earphones and do what you're doing and listen to a podcast, and some of them are going to click with you, some of them aren't. So having so many options is, I mean, it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
But it's also good because I have different ones that I watch that they clicked with me, and I will continue watching them because I like these people. I like what they're saying.
They're either relatable or they motivate you, or and some people might think, well, it's awfully like sort of full of yourself to be just sitting down and talking about yourself. But we're such a, I hate this, but it's true. We're a voyeuristic society where we want to see into things. Like I remember saying when we did the narcissist episode, I was like, if I was listening to that, I mean, yeah, it's good information, but I want to know the dirt. Like, what did he do? How did you know he was a narcissist? Like, tell me the stories. Like, and so, but I wasn't going to give any more power or any more attention to that situation than it's already robbed me of. So that was why I made that decision.
So if you notice that podcast style was a little bit different in that episode. Yeah. It was on purpose because this was not to bash anybody. It's not, it was just to have, you know, maybe some ways that you can see what to expect, and then our little bit of our experience through it without bashing anybody. Yeah,
and so that it wasn't a completely wasted experience if we can share our stories. Like I saw somebody post on Facebook today that he's on a sobriety journey, and somebody apparently said to him, like, why are you sharing this? It's like, why wouldn't he?
That's wonderful. Good for you.
Yeah, what a beautiful story. And people that feel that they're alone or that they can't do it, seeing somebody who they know in their own community who's doing it makes it feel more reachable, you know. And being vulnerable is hard. And how dare you put anybody down who is willing to put themselves out there when you're not? Like, get over yourself. So, wow, I got real intense there.
We're going to go to the next question now.
Okay. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, man. You answer this one first.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, okay, yes, I do. When I was a little girl, I used to dream about flying all the time. Like, I literally could fly. I couldn't. In my dream, I could. And I would, because you guys were wondering.
Right. She hasn't figured that part out yet.
But I remember,
try it.
I think I watched one of my favorite movies growing up was Supergirl, Superwoman. Anyway, whatever. And she would kind of run and then take off, and you know she had the hand out like this. And in my dreams, I would do that all the time as a little girl, and I loved it. And it's so funny because I'm afraid of heights. I don't even really like sitting up in this balcony right now. So in my dreams, when I'm flying, I'm not afraid. And it's exhilarating. And so if I had a superpower, I would love to be able to fly, especially because then I wouldn't have to actually get on a plane to travel. I could just go, right? Yeah. So that would be, or beam myself up would be another cool one. But
something like that. I do like that. I feel like I'm so clumsy and uncoordinated that I kind of, and I could potentially get to this naturally without it being a superpower, but I would love to be so strong and balanced that I don't have to worry about any of that
Your
stuff.
Superpower is not falling down?
My superpower is not being a clumsy girl. Anyways, yeah, no, probably something to do with flying because that sounds pretty good. Yeah. Or like snap the finger, we're there.
It would be cool if we both had that superpower.
It would be because it's like, where are we going next?
I guess we're going to Spain this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in.
What's your favorite thing about your bestie?
Oh my God. That is so easy to be your bestie. I don't even know. There's so many things. I don't know. You're naturally just such a kind and generous person.
Oh, thank you.
And it shows in everything.
I appreciate that. Don't get me started.
Okay, we're getting the Kleenex out.
I love you too. If I say things in a weird voice, it takes away the tears. So if I start talking like this, you'll know why.
Please don't do that.
Okay, no more of that.
Okay.
What's my favorite thing about my best friend? Well,
are we saying that's me?
I think for this intense, don't do the thing where you make me feel guilty. Okay.
I'm sorry. I should know
you know
better.
who you are.
I know her well enough that I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
And this,
I'm gonna get you guys T-shirts that say "Thing 1" and "Thing 2."
Yeah, that works.
I think that's probably the best.
So for this reason, we're gonna say me.
I was good. Okay. So that's not my favorite thing about you. My favorite thing about you is, well, again, with the drive here, it was so intense. And you are just such a calming person and so understanding. And all the experiences in my life where I've ever been like, oh, how are they going to react? I never have to worry with you how you're going to react about anything. Oh. I feel like I could say to you, your shirt looks stupid. And you'd be like,
okay, fix it.
Okay. Like she just, just very easygoing. And so I think some of the things that we love about each other are the same things in each other too.
Yeah. It's the knowing the intention behind anything, right? Like I know that I can ask her anything or I can tell her anything. And I know that she cares about what her response is going to be. She's going to be honest, but she still cares about it. And vice versa, right? Like you might feel bad if you have to cancel on something, but you also know that I understand. I'm not going to be mad at you because things happen.
It's the most guiltless relationship I've ever had. Yeah,
that's the right way to say that.
Yeah. It's easy, and that's how it should be.
It should be easy.
Yeah.
Find the right people, and it's easy.
Find your people.
Find your people.
So, future goals. This is the last question. What's the future look like for you?
My future goals are to I'm already focusing on myself, but to keep that focus.
Yeah.
And a relationship eventually is going to come up, but to keep that focus. Because if we're aligned on the same path, then it's going to be, again, easy, like our friendship is. And if it's not aligned, to set that boundary or be aware and be like, okay, thank you, next.
Yep.
But which is the whole point of that song. But that's just the kind of thing, just to stay true to me, who I am, what my goals are, no matter what my goals are. Right now, my goals are to get strong enough that I'm not so clumsy.
Yep.
So we'll go with that one.
My goal is to fly. No, I'm just kidding.
I think mine's going to happen quicker.
Probably.
Or safer.
100%. I don't know if you flying and being clumsy is a good combo either. But
I'm not flying. You fly.
Okay.
Unless it's my superpower and I know I can.
Yeah. Safely.
I'm not testing it before that.
Right.
Yeah.
Future
so
goals
I'm just gonna get strong.
for me is more just like being more consistent with everything, more organized with everything. Really, I don't know how exactly to say it, but compartmentalizing my life so that, the first 2 hours are my alone wake up time, and then I go to work, and then I come home and I eat and I do some form of exercise, spend time with my husband and my daughter, and just, I guess, get more into a routine in my life, because I'm still technically a newlywed and I don't feel like we have settled into any kind of a routine, and certainly not a healthy one. So my goal is to make time for everything in my life, including myself, and unapologetically prioritizing things the way that they need to be for me to be happy and healthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
And our final thing.
So this is something we came up with. We're very big Friends fans. So I'm going to ask you, because most of the other ones you asked, which of the Friends characters, so Rachel, Phoebe, or Monica, do you relate to the most?
It's not about which one I would like to be. It's about which one I really am. And that's probably Monica, because I'm pretty OCD about things. And she's very competitive, and I'm competitive. And
you also enjoy cooking.
I do. Like, I would be the person that everybody gathers at their house and I'm the one cooking for them. So I think I'm Monica. As much as I want to be a Rachel, I'm a Monica.
But she's also, everyone gathers in her kitchen. She's very welcoming, and that is very you.
Yeah.
And you like to, so while we're on this trip, she's basically been the mom. And she's, you want this? You want this?
I did her laundry today.
She did laundry for me.
And the dishes.
She was doing it anyway. She's like, do you have anything?
Yeah, I can't sit still though, to be fair.
Yeah. I've said this before, the Gemini in me has to be two different people. I'm very much Monica, but I'm also very much Rachel. Because I need help for things.
Yeah.
I'm not a mom. I've never had to step into that role. So some things I'm pretty oblivious. I need help. But I have a lot of OCD. Things have to be done a certain way. And thank you for doing it, but you did it wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I do also like the shopping and the
and pretty things.
Yeah, and pretty things. So I've definitely did two of those.
Yeah. And
so then on the flip side, not the flip side, but we're going to alter how this usually goes, but the date, marry, or be friends with the guys. So Joey and Chandler and Ross.
Yeah. So we talked about this last night. So spoiler alert, our answer is the same. Might as well, right? So we said that we would date Joey because he's not serious and he's not long-term stuff.
But he would be so much fun.
He would be fun. That's fine. And we would stay friends with him when we break up, I feel like.
But I think he is like that cuddly teddy bear guy. So
Don't change your answer now.
No, but he would be the perfect guy to date.
Yes, he would be. And the loyalty is questionable if you ever watch the show. But anyway.
Yeah, we're going to stick with the loyalty and the
loyalty is Ross.
Maybe the more responsible, which is also somewhat questionable sometimes. But we would marry Ross.
Yeah,
because we feel like he's the more stable.
Yeah.
Loyal, generally.
He was also the one I had the crush on growing up when I watched Friends. So that was an easy answer for me. And then
friends
Chandler,
with Chandler
is our best friend.
He's just so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Yes. Rest in peace, Matthew.
So and then we were talking about we are going to start having guests on our show. So we're going to try to make that, if we have a guest on, part of our
we'll ask them
interview process what their
thoughts are for that.
Yeah, we've got a few people lined up and we're super excited. And I believe the next one we record, we will be having a special guest.
Our first guest.
Yeah. And so, yay. So look forward to that.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah.
Yep.
Exciting.
So again, thank you everyone for everything, for all of the views, the time spent. Time is the most valuable commodity you can have. And the fact that you gave some of yours to us means the world. So before I start crying, keep glowing and growing.
Growing and glowing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching our podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. And follow us on our social media at Lou&Sue Podcast on both Instagram and TikTok. See you next week.